he has a pretty good idea of who is interested in either coming with him or who is staying and where he stands in terms of being the first to jump on board the boat or not being the first to jump on the boat. And I think if he's the only one that feels like he is going to go to L.A. or if there's nobody else that looks like they're going to be there with him, if it's just going to be him and the 20 to 24-year-old kids, that makes that decision a lot more complicated. If you don't know or if you don't feel good about Paul George coming as a free agent, if LeBron doesn't feel that, then Kawhi Leonard is the star that you have a sense that at least he wants to be there. He can't be there on his own volition until next year, so you'd have to trade for him. We're a couple days from a big deadline here. And that's when the leverage would be highest if you're San Antonio. So you kind of put that pressure on the Lakers, you put that pressure on Magic Johnson and see how they react.
So Ramona said a lot there. Let's try to break it all down. Here's what we do know. The Lakers want to get a Kawhi deal done before LeBron decides whether to become a free agent on Friday. That's the 48 hours. Paul George is no longer a lock for the Lakers, and the Celtics, Cavs, Sixers, as well as the Clippers are some of the teams who've made offers to the Spurs for Kawhi. So I'll start with you first, Ryan. In your opinion, what needs to happen for the Lakers to sign Kawhi?
Well, for the Lakers to get Kawhi, we talked about this yesterday, Big Dog. San Antonio's going to get the house. They're not going to give him up quick. It's not going to be a hasty decision. So saying you want to pressure them into a 48-hour decision is not going to work out. Now, on the flip side, when it refers to LeBron, this is not going to change LeBron's decision. LeBron and Paul George's minds have been made up beforehand. So whether Kawhi comes or not, those guys are still going to do what they have to do. And Kawhi could just be icing on the cake.
Yeah, well, I think that house has become a mansion in terms of what the Spurs are going to get now because of leverage. It's changed. It's shifted.
Yes.
Even in the last 24 hours, I think the realization from Magic Johnson day one when he got the job was like, hey, man, 2018 is going to be the year we're going to get these big agents. And then that went to 2018, 2019. And then yesterday he felt no pressure, but now he's feeling pressure to get Kawhi before
LeBron
that's not
accurate. That's not accurate. It says the Lakers front office. We don't know what this is. These are just reports. Magic himself may not be feeling any pressure.
You feeling it or not, it's existing. So if you don't feel it, that's even greater because that's how great you are in character. But the reality is LeBron is sitting there saying, I have to be the first domino to fall when my last two decisions, I was the last domino to fall. I could wait till July 14th. Now he has to opt in or do nothing on Friday before free agency even starts. If Paul George is sitting there saying, big dog, I don't know the answer just yet, that's going to be complicated.
Well, no, correct me if I'm wrong. He could even opt out and still stay with the Cleveland. Is that right? He could opt out and still stay. So it's not really that much pressure is what I'm trying to say. And you said something earlier that I thought was interesting. You said LeBron and PG, they've already made up their minds. Have they?
This is not going to be an emotional decision. They're not weighing this thing out. The reason that they're going to wait until time is essentially because you want to respect the markets. Paul George wants to respect Oklahoma City. LeBron has a lot of love and learned his lesson the first time and is going to respect Cleveland and hear out whatever pitch or whatever's going on there. So there are plays in hand, but you can't think with all that money swirling around and everything going into these guys' family and future that they're just going to rush in on the day of.
It's not a rush out. Well, it's not a rush in. I'm going to use LeBron's words to actually articulate this. LeBron said in his first decision, he didn't really know where he was going to go into the end.
You believe that?
I'm going to just say this.
You didn't believe that?
Yeah, I did. You know why? Because he narrowed it down to two choices. I've been in free agency before. I'm not going to lie. When it's time to sign, in that moment, you're still saying, is this the best decision? When you have to make a big move, you're sitting there still thinking, is this the best thing? Not saying that you're not leaning one way.
But you know you're always leaning once. They got to do something big. Cleveland's going to have to do something.
Bang, bang. So you may be leaning Lakers, but if Kawhi and Paul George is still on the fence, then that changes things.
Demetrius, you're going to have to give me a mulligan on this one. That's our producer. LeBron said something to, I believe, or has alluded to our Ramona Shelburne, that the biggest decision for him will impact what he does off the court. Can that happen only in L.A. or in Cleveland? Your opinion?
Well, look, let's be real. He's the king in Cleveland.